Liberty Tools here with the Walther P22 little 22 long rifle pistol. Fun little shooter. It's the older model. Had some issues. We're going to go over that here shortly. I think I've got them all figured out. It's firing and shooting reliably now. It was a huge pain to get figured out at first. It was very frustrating. But I have since got it fixed, adjusted, I guess you'd call it, and now it is a great little pistol. This particular firearm was kind of a joint venture between Walther and Smith & Wesson, or I believe an M8 by 075 thread, I believe. And they sell adapters, so you can get that over to 1/2x28, regular 223 556 AR thread pitch, so you can definitely throw a suppressor on here, make it a lot quieter, a little more fun to shoot. Like I said, magazine disconnect, of course, is cleared. Magazine disconnect, it will not drop the hammer no matter what you do there without the magazine in. Put the mag in, and of course it will drop the hammer. So there's a little bit of information on the gun itself. Now the problems I was having was feed issues. I had tried the old trusty Thunderbolts, the Remington Golden Bullet, Winchesters, a couple other different varieties of 22. None of them really seemed to work. I went with the mini mags. That's what everybody says works best, and they still didn't function great. I'll show you what I did here. If I can remember how to take this little guy apart. I believe you lock it back. This little tab, the bottom pulls out, and then pulls. You see that it pulls back and up, catches back here on the back and up, and that releases it. The spring isn't captured, so that makes it a little more of a pain, the guide rod and spring. So what I had to do is actually, if you can see here, I had to take this little feed ramp here. I polished it. That seemed to help a little bit, but that wasn't the main issue. The main issue itself was actually, if I can do this without putting the spring on it, let me see here. The biggest issue I was having is, well, I guess it's easier to show you taken apart, was this guy right here. If I could find something to point with. Okay, here we go. This little guy right here, the hammer had a little spur on it and was catching this. So I actually took my Dremel with a small polishing device on the end of it and actually polished this down. You can see it's pretty shiny there. That stuck out a little bit more. I polished that down a little bit, and the main thing that helped was the hammer. You can see where it's been polished right here. It actually came up and then back a little bit. Smooth that out. What was happening was, the way it's a blowback system, was actually, whenever this slide would cycle, that little spur that was on here would catch on this portion of the slide, slow it down just enough that it wouldn't function correctly. So by polishing this and taking this down, this is super smooth now. Polishing that down and also polishing this piece made it so that little, 22 is kind of a weaker round. It made it so it'll actually, function properly now. So that's what I had to do to fix mine. I'm sure a lot of people were having that issue. I couldn't find a great video to help me out, so I decided to make this one in case anybody else has the same issue. What I used for that was Flitz You can pick this up anywhere. I picked it up on Amazon. It's got a little bit of grit to it, but not too much, so you don't take out too material on this. Of course, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't mess with it. You know, I'd take it to a gunsmith or somebody that knows a little more about what they're doing here, but you know, I just kind of took a little by little, go out to the range, try it, a little more, out to the range, try it, you know, and just until you get the results you're looking for. That's what I did. And then also, I mean, I just use a little Dremel, and this is the wheel that I actually used on this guy to clean her up. So that's, you know, got that taken care of, and now it functions great. There we go, get that through there. And just like that, man, they make it more difficult than it needs to be. So anyways, after you spend 20 minutes getting it put back together, hopefully you can get a little better at it than I am. That is the Walther P22. Hope you like the video. Like and subscribe. I'm trying to build this channel up a little bit. This is my first video, you can probably tell. But I'm hoping to come out with quite a few more in the future. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks.